Hi everyone, welcome to Reviewia Talks. Today we are going to talk about something which is quite relevant to professionals who have worked for 5 to 10 years in their respective careers. And a lot of these professionals are now at a stage where they want to change their industry or they want to go into a completely different role. And I often find such professionals reaching out to me and asking for advice on how they can completely move to a different role. So I'll give you an example. There's a person who was part of the operations and supply chain domain in a manufacturing company. Now he wanted to move into FMCG marketing. Now that's a completely different field, and this person came with 5, 7 years of work experience. Uh, and he thought that if he takes a break, goes and does education, does an MBA from a top business school, that will help him make this move. But let me tell you, it used to be the case earlier, maybe about a decade or a decade and a half earlier. If you took a mid-career break, went to a business school, and then wanted to completely shift from your industry, it was easier. It was not as difficult as it is today. Today, if you are somebody who's experienced professional, you have to now look at it from the organization's perspective. If you're somebody who has 7 years of experience in operations and supply chain, and now you do a hotshot MBA, you become a really expensive resource for them. And you tell them that, okay, now you got to hire me as a marketing manager, while all your relevant experience has been in operations and supply chain. So while you have learned marketing in your business school, you would have done a couple of projects, but odds are stacked heavily against you in terms of the organization, a completely new employer taking that risk. Okay, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but it is rare. Instead, my suggestion is the following. Now, whether you go for education mid-career or you don't go for education, I think what you can do is plan for a hop, skip, and jump rather than aspiring for a direct jump. Figure out a interim and build a roadmap around it. So I'll give you an example. If you are somebody who's working in, again, taking the same example in the operations function of a manufacturing company, chances are next to nothing that a new company will give you a role in marketing. Okay. What you can do is if you are someone who has spent sufficient amount of time, maybe 2 3 years with this organization, you can try and look for an internal job within the same organization in this marketing function. Now, that is comparatively easier. You are moving within the same organization. Why is it easier? Because there's a body of work that the organization knows about you, you have a certain credibility, you have demonstrated some level of success in your current assignment, so that the organization has greater confidence. The fact that you are ingrained in the culture, you know how to navigate the internal processes and systems also builds a stronger case for you. So try that. Your first attempt should be to build a case to gradually move into that intended function within the same organization. Same with the product management kind of a role or a sales role. Your chances are higher if you try to create that movement internally within your same employer. Once you've done that and you've spent maybe 1 year, 2 years in the new role where you have developed sufficient amount of expertise, then you are ready to go out and look for this new kind of role in new organizations. Because now there is a body of work. Now you have a certain level of expertise, experience, which you can justify during the interviews and the selection process. And the new employer is also not shooting in the dark. They would also have some confidence. Okay, if we are paying a certain amount of salary to this individual, he or she is not going to start from ground zero. There is already some experience, some body of work which has been demonstrated by this individual. If you take that route, while it'll take maybe 2 years, 3 years to make that transition rather than doing it in 3 months, that is a more plausible approach. Rather than thinking, okay, now I will just keep applying for these product management roles, even though I am an operations supply chain person, and suddenly I will get lucky. In 3 months, 6 months, if I keep trying, I'll get lucky. It doesn't work like that. You need to chart out a path, right? And this I have seen, while I've recommended and advised some of my candidates to do this, and they have done it successfully. While it has taken them in some cases a year, some cases a couple of years, but this has a higher degree of success of getting you to that, new dream role. Okay. So I hope this approach is something that you can adopt and try out. And I wish you all the best in attaining success in getting your new assignments in your dream roles. All the best and thank you.